Hey nerds and nerdettes, it's Rick here again, and I am back with another action figure musings. I have my handy dandy notepad with my notes in hand, and I am ready to talk about all things action figures with you. I believe this is episode 4 or 5. I don't know what I'm up to, it doesn't matter. Just here to talk about toys. But we are, like I said in the last one, we are kind of in this weird flux state where we are too close to what New York Comic Con showed, but we're not close enough to Toy Fair, so not a lot of news is leaking out. We do kind of get some sneak peeks of things here or there around Christmas time. Some companies do tend to reveal stuff. Mafex, NECA, they tend to show some stuff off, but it's kind of a struggle to discuss anything toys. I just drank root beer. I'm sorry, so I'm probably going to be burping through the entirety of this, but. Anyways, I do have enough here to talk about to do another episode of Action Figure Musings in the meantime. And let's see. Okay, well, first of all, let me just say that as you can see in the background here, it's looking a little bare. It's looking a little bare because that is because I have made a personal decision to go ahead and start paring down my collection. Now, what I mean by paring down is that, there comes a certain point in time where you realize, like, holy crap, I have way too much stuff, and it's either pay the bills and eat or spend your money on toys. And I was buying things, a lot of what I would consider impulse buys, buying things that maybe not necessarily that I was really fiending for, really needed to have in my collection, but just kind of, oh, that's cool looking, I want that. So I'm sticking basically with, just for the sake of my marriage and, again, wanting to eat, I'm just paring it down to things that make me nostalgic, like the World of Nintendo line, Batman the Animated Series, things like that. I'm going to stick with mainly DC collectible stuff. I'm definitely going to stick with all the Mafex movie stuff. I know that's not necessarily nostalgia, but it's definitely a line that I've been loving, so I'm going to stick with that, and absolutely 100% on board with the 112 collective line from Mezco. And then, a couple things, odd things here or there, the SH Figure Arts and Ninja Turtles, if they keep that line going and whatnot, then, I'm on board with that. So that's why it's bare back here. Like you can see, it's messy back there, but I got some empty shelves because paring things down. Okay. Toys. You don't care about my personal life, right? I'm not Sean Long. You don't want to know about that stuff. I do have some reviews coming up later on this week. And yes, that was a slam on Sean Long. I'm sorry. Don't any of his fans come after me. I'm sorry. I'm going to be doing Pumira. I say it either way. Pumira, and Mumra from the Thundercats Classics line, as well as Panthro. I still have the Batwing coming to me. It's Christmas time, so everything's slow shipping, of course. So unfortunately, you're going to have to see my ugly mug twice in 1 week. I do apologize, because there's no way that the Batwing is going to fit on this little table that I use for my reviews. And I'm also going to actually be taking a look at some Marvel Legends. That kind of goes with the nostalgia thing. I know I've never done Marvel Legends here before, but, I'm going to be taking a look at some not older, but more recent Marvel Legends that have come out from the Spider-Man Infinite line. So be on the lookout for that stuff. That'll be sometime up this week. Also, I'm going to be taking a look at a line that I have been begging for. I have literally been begging DC Collectibles to do a movie line for years. I'm talking since 2008, or excuse me, they weren't around then, 2012, when The Dark Knight Rises was released. I was begging Kevin Connery of DC Collectibles to please do film figures, and I wanted them to be based on the classics, and then possibly the upcoming figures, and we'll just go from there. But they decided to do more modern movies, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, which again, now the first two figures are being released. That's Armored Batman and Superman. Now the sales of those two solely, like the future of the line, solely depend on those two figures doing well. So if you want to see Namek, Jor-El, Zod, Feora, anybody from the Suicide Squad, definitely pick those up. If you want to see Wonder Woman, those two need to sell well. So pick those up, please. I want a deluxe Doomsday I know he wasn't the biggest, a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of him, but I want Doomsday. So, sales of that, you know, dictate where the line goes from there. But I am having those shipped to me. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my contact at DC Collectibles. They ran out of samples. But there are guys on here right now like Anthony's Custom and unfortunately JC that have some samples beforehand to take a look at. But I will also, I'm having those shipped to me. If you don't want to listen to either of those guys and you're cool with me, there's a gnat in my face. Where did he come from? It's December in Ohio. Anyways, so I'll have those shipped to me. Should be sometime after Christmas. I'll be taking a look at those as well. Okay, so Mezco. Now we're going to get on to the toys. Enough droning. Mezco has updated their schedule for the 112 collective line. Now, I know a lot of people are going to hear this and they're going to get frustrated and they're going to complain. But personally, the wallet could use a break. It really could use a break. So I'm not bothered by it too much. Now, things have been pushed back, but you know what? The end results, you can take a look at my review where I looked at the Batman v Superman Batman. The end results are worth it. Way worth it. So don't complain too much. Enjoy the break in your, save up so you can buy them all when they eventually do come out and enjoy the things that have been released. So, updated schedule. We're looking at February for Green Arrow as well as the regular red suit Daredevil. And we're looking at March and April for Punisher, Shazam, and the regular Flash. Now, Reverse Flash should be coming out any day now. That should be, I believe, either next week or the week after, as well as the color Frankenstein from their Universal Monster 112 Collective. And that's the green Frank. So those are just what's been solicited thus far. I believe, I think Superman's been pushed back too. Don't quote me, but that's just what's been solicited thus far. Again, perfection takes time. They're just taking their time to make sure that's perfect for everybody, and it'll be worth it in the end. Like I said, take a look at the Batman that I just reviewed. Phenomenal figure. Speaking of solicitations, they actually do on Monday, and I'm sorry I keep looking down. I'm looking at my notepad here just to make sure I get everything covered. Monday, they're going to be putting Deathstroke up for pre-order, so be on the lookout for that. We should have a nice look at all his different accessories. Hopefully he comes with an unmasked eye patch head. See, I made sure I got the right eye. Something the Suicide Squad movie couldn't for Deadshot. Let's see here. What else have we got going on here? Again, weird spot in the year right now where not a lot of news is coming out. Storm Collectibles has finally released overseas their Ryu figure from the Street Fighter V line. 2 seconds. I'm parched. Been talking a lot. Excuse me. So, Storm Collectibles has released the Ryu figure from the Storm Collectibles line, and not a lot of people are happy, myself included. Now, this is not going to be Musings so much as it's going to be me ranting about this figure, because this is their first step into the 112 market. Now, I say 112 because from all intents and purposes, I just thought of something else to talk about, so I had to write it down. They're 7 inches tall. 112 is 6 inches, six and a half if you want to fudge it. So they released pictures of this Ryu. Now I'm going to put up the pictures here so you can take a look at the Ryu prototype compared to what they actually released. Now, of course, I'm not, I've been in this game for a while now. I know how the action figure business works. And, there is a fine line between, going from prototype to production. I understand that. You're gonna lose a lot of the details. Companies like NECA, they do pretty well. The figures tend to look exactly like their prototypes, but they're kind of a diamond in the rough. Same thing with Mezco. Actually, I think a lot of times Mezco's final product end up looking better than the prototype. However, this Ryu, as you can see, is miles beyond what they initially showed off. Now, I know this is their first, foray into the 112 world, but who okayed this? This is a more than a step down from what they've shown. If they had initially shown that, that would have been a hard pass from me. So I don't know what's happening, but I was really looking forward to their Mortal Kombat line, and now, if that's how it turns out, if that's how it ends up, I'm not okay with that. I feel like that's dishonest to your customers. They are expecting something, and then they end up with a far inferior product. Now, the articulation looks great. The sculpting is fine for the most part. That face looks 10 times different. I don't know what happened there, but not good, you guys. So, yeah, take a look at this. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm, alone in my thought. But I think that this is just way below what they initially advertised. I feel like that's dishonest, especially to people who have already pre-ordered and paid, possibly can't get their money back, but not a fan. Definitely, I was on the fence about getting them anyway, especially after SH Figure Arts announced that they were going to be doing Street Fighter, but now that I see this, I'm definitely bye. Okay, Soap Studios, I've never heard of them, apparently are releasing 112 figures. Everybody's trying to get in on the 112. If Hot Toys gets in on it, the game is over, my friends. Mezco and Hot Toys hitting that market together, we're done. But the Soap Collectibles, or Soap Studios, excuse me, they have shown they're going to be doing TV, DC TV Flash, DC TV Arrow, as well as Dark Knight Rises, Batman, Bale Batman, and a Bane. They're okay. I've definitely seen better. But, they've got time to fix them up. But if that's the final product, I'm also going to have to give that a hard pass. Maybe eventually Mezco will do those characters. So, we'll see. And then you can take a look at those there. And on Twitter, NECA has shown that they are going to be doing a prop Ashy Slashy from Ash vs. Evil Dead puppet. They have also announced, obviously, they're going to be doing a second series, a lot more from Ash vs. Evil Dead. Season 2, probably. So we're probably going to get, spoiler alert, we're probably going to be getting Asylum Ash. I would imagine Ball is going to be another character that we get. Who knows? We'll see. But also, they have shown, now, some people are speculating that it is Cheryl. Some have been speculating that for Evil Dead, it's going to be Evil Ed. So, fingers are crossed that it's going to be Evil Ed, at least as far as I'm concerned. But I would be okay with seeing an Ash versus Evil Dead Cheryl. More Deadites, the better. But we do know that there is going to be some products coming out for the 30th anniversary of Evil Dead 2 next year. We're going to be getting Hero Ash, which has been confirmed to be getting a new face sculpt that's going to be a little bit more heroic, as well as an open Necronomicon. So be on the lookout for those. We're probably going to be seeing those at Toy Fair, which, again, we are only 2 months away from. It's going to be at the end of February. We're damn near Christmas here. That's about it. That's all I got right now. So we covered it. Storm Collectibles, Street Fighter, and how that turned out like crap. Mezco's new schedule update. We got Soap Studios. We've got NECA, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Yeah, that's about it right now. Like I said, weird time of year. Be on the lookout for those reviews. Palmyra, Mumra, Panthro, Batwing, and some Marvel Legends. And if you don't happen to see any of my videos later on this week and you just happen to see this one, I wish you all a very, very happy holidays. We are now, 6-7 days away. Woohoo! It's gift time. I'm probably going to be taking a look at some of the, if I get any figures at Christmas time then, from the family. I'm going to be taking a look at some of those as well. But you guys have yourself a wonderful day. I'm going to go have dinner with my awesome wife. Take care.